Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Tim Note. Hello class, my name is Miguel Daco. Today I will be presenting you guys my persuasive speech on the topic of soccer and why soccer is the best sport in the world. I will be speaking about soccer's beginnings, where it comes from, where it started, and where it originated. The stats and numbers of soccer here in America, general America and the continent. And finally, I was comparing the soccer with its biggest event, comparing it to other sports events. So to begin with, soccer dates back to old times, right? Starting from China, with their game called Suju, which translates to kickball. Same thing, basically same thing as the soccer. You only kick the ball using every part in your body except obviously your hands. And that's one of the starting points. We could also go back to Rome with the game called Epikiostomas, which almost relates to the same reason, although this one was more like a rugby type where you could also get more physical to an extent where you hurt a person. And to most currently, although not the most current, but from back then days, is the Mayans game called Pits, which translated also means ball into goal. And same thing, same concept. You have to kick a ball into a hanging hole using every part of your body except your hands. Now, those are almost basic starts of soccer, or like at least ideas from the past. But where soccer mainly originates and where everyone talks about soccer beginning is in Britain, right down the 1870s, completing all the way to the 19th century. The Britons got the first idea of actually giving the game a set skill rules, and most definitely having a more open dynamic with it, basically setting up a whole league tournament and all that, which why we know Britain as the founding father of soccer as we know it till today. Although back then for them there was all types of different concepts of the game, so not an actual set of rules, but although all the types of games of soccer that they were playing basically had comparisons within it. Had comparisons within the game. Now finally, not knowing our quite pure history here in the U.S., soccer began around 1996. Started with 10 teams. Here, the highest rank of soccer level is the MLS, Major Soccer League, and behind that is the USL championships, and then below that the USL League One. Now, currently, soccer is in the number 4 spot of most watched game here, or most watched sport here in the U.S., behind basketball, baseball, and American football. Although it has gained more traction due to the 2019 Women's World Cup win by the U.S. team here, the attraction came up, and now I believe around these times, when the new ranking, it should come up to at least third place and get more numbers higher set up. Now, as we know, soccer isn't the most known sport, but it is a sport that is mainly getting more traction throughout time. Currently, as we know here in the U.S., the American football is a big league, and it's a league well known here, so it's the most watched sport here in the U.S. Now, since we're trying to speak about sport in the world, we're going to compare big events from the world, such as rugby's World Cup event, cricket's World Cup, the Super Bowl, the NBA Finals, all the major big sports. Now, currently, as standing today, the FIFA World Soccer Cup is number 1 most viewed sport event in the world. Almost 240 million views worldwide, and a world record of 6,617,000 views on the past World Cup, simply in the game of United States versus Algeria. Now, this is the world record views within the FIFA World Cup. So that's a big number. But in general, the FIFA World Cup is one of the sports main is one of the main events watched viewed worldwide, according to the worldathlete.org. Now, part of this, the other sports that go under it, it will be the Olympics. Although there's summer and winter, but we're just using general Olympics, basically putting them together. Behind that is the Cricket World Cup, and under that will be the Super Bowl, which is USA's most watched event. Now, currently till this day, FIFA has been and still continues to be ranking number one major sporting event. And although most people aren't familiar with this, the FIFA World Cup does come up every 4 years. So to keep bringing in those types of numbers, although the World Cup is a distance by 4 years each event, not unlike the Super Bowl, which is every year per se, is really surprising and brings a lot of good numbers due to the fact that although it's not an event that goes year by year, to bring numbers like that is really mind-blowing. Now today I speak about general information, the upbringings of soccer in itself, starting from way back to the Imperial China to the closest, which is Mayan history, and to today, as we know, founding Britain. We talk about the numbers here in the U.S. Although they're not high numbers, they're still in the top 5, which means it's a good spot here for U.S. And worldwide, being the number one sport viewed and played in the world, brings a lot of conscience on how soccer is being brought up to light and is a sport that many like to play and would play, in fact, such as me, and find a passion with it. And although it's not a sport for everyone, I guess, as such as any other sports aren't for everyone, and a specific sport is in fact not helpful for most people. But getting into sports, being able to have a good, healthy life, being able to play sport and being part of, per se, a group of people that also cherish the sport is a great feeling. Sports in general is a good way to bring out some interest in you, bring out the interest in other people, bringing people close together. That's why sports isn't just a athletic leisure or just in a way to pass time. Sport is more of that for me, and for most people, sport is what it is. Sport is a passion thing.